Ahmad from Sri Lanka.
Oh, Sri Lanka, you're from Sri Lanka. Okay, just go ahead.
Yes, Sri Lanka. I'm very so proud of you, sir. Your class is very useful for us. I'm also studying computer science. This is your notes are very useful for us, and also uh, your teaching method is very comfortable. I can understand everything. You said a lot of students came to your class. This is what this is so your teaching talent and everything. So your notes are very useful for us. A lot of students said your notes is very good, and your notes is very understanding for me. And also I'm learning Python
Oh,
very simply.
okay.
Thank
Okay.
you very much, sir.
Thank you, Akmal. Okay, thank you. Right, guys. Right, enough. So today we'll be discussing very important concept, guys. Very interesting concept. So thank you all. Thank you so much. Like many people, they want to speak. Okay, I am very happy that he's from Sri Lanka and we got different students from different countries. I am very happy. Okay, fine. Like few introverts. Okay, few people are texting. Like, okay, fine. Right? Okay, so today's concept, I said why today's concept is important. Why? Because like many people. Okay, so today it's what day 9, right? Today is day 9, right? Still I did not upload it. Day 8th video I did not upload it in the YouTube. Don't worry, I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay. Don't worry, 8th day, if you missed also, you can understand today's session. No problem at all. Okay. So welcome to day 9. Everyone, welcome to day 9. So today we'll discuss very important concept, very interesting concept today we'll discuss. Just honestly, please tell me, guys, when you are practicing, what is the most irritating thing you seen, which will irritate you more while you're practicing? If you are attending, if you're practicing for the first time, which will irritate you? Answer is what? Answer is yes, Lokesh. Okay, errors, right? That is what everyone will get, errors, right? Errors. Okay. So now, if you understand this class, you will never worry about errors. Okay, errors. When you practice, this is what will irritate you more. First of all, errors will be three categories. First category is syntax error. First category is what? Syntax error. Okay, syntax error. Now, when I say syntax error, who is responsible for the syntax error? When we get the syntax error, if you don't follow the correct syntax, you will get the syntax error. For example, I already know I should not use special symbols while defining a variable. I told you already on the day one itself, right? Still, if you follow that, it will give you syntax error. Like whenever you see this syntax error, okay, whenever you get whenever you get the syntax error, who is responsible for the syntax error? Like as a programmer, we are only responsible, right? As a programmer, we are only responsible for the syntax error, right? Okay, okay, right? If you follow the syntax correctly, then you'll out from the syntax error. Okay. So first is syntax error. When you get syntax error, you have to check the syntax. I repeat, when it comes to the errors, first category of errors are syntax error. Syntax error, you are the responsible for the syntax error. When you seen this syntax error, you have to make sure you understood that your syntax, whatever you give it, that syntax went wrong. Okay. Next type of errors are called logical errors. Logical errors. Now, what is this logical errors? For example, I want to add two numbers. I want to add two numbers. I took A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. I want to add those two numbers. Okay. So now this is what I written. I want to add two numbers. I want to add. I took A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Okay. I wrote it like A minus B. Is it correct or wrong? There is no syntax error here. There is no syntax error. We don't have any syntax error, but logical error is there. Logical error we also call it as bugs. Okay, and who is responsible for this? This is programmer only responsible. Okay, and for this, again, programmer is only responsible. To get out of this logical error, you have to see that your logic, whatever you written, has to be correct. Okay, that is logical error. And third type of errors are called, I'll show you an example. So when it comes to third type of errors, now you can see, okay, here, observe carefully. Here, you can check it properly. Now what I'm doing, okay, for this third type of errors, here, I given the task. What is the task? I have to take two numbers from the user. I have to take two numbers from the user. Okay. Now, you can see, I need to divide those two numbers. So that is what the task I got it. And I wrote this code. Enter a number, enter B number. And I want to divide those two numbers. I'll say print A by B and say. I'll execute it. Enter a number, I'll enter 10. Fine. It's working properly. Okay. And I given it, I send him back. I send him back. Now this fellow, he went. Okay. And at the same time, what he did, he given it to other fellow. He took A is equal to 4 and B is equal to some 2 he took. He get the result. And again, he given it to someone else. And that fellow, when he execute, he took A is equal to 10. Okay, but B he took 0. So what happened here? What happened here? You got some runtime error you got. You got some runtime error. Okay, runtime error is, who is responsible for this runtime error? Who is responsible for this runtime error? Okay. Who is responsible? As a programmer, I wrote the logic correct. My syntax is also correct. Okay, but what happened then? Whoever giving the output, end user is making the mistake. What is the reason? Who causes this runtime error? Okay, who causes this error? someone, we took that denominator as a 0. Okay, he took it. He's responsible. Though he's responsible, I cannot leave it like that. Why? Because after this, if there are 100 lines of code, for example, if there are 100 lines of code after this, the whole lines of code cannot execute because of this error. And this kind of errors are called runtime error. Runtime error. While executing the code, I got this error. Okay, so syntax wise, everything is correct. Logic is also correct. Okay, but I'm entering, instead of number, I'll enter some alphabet. At the runtime, I'll get the error. Value error, zero division error. All these are runtime errors. And runtime errors, other name of runtime errors are called exceptions. Okay, runtime error, other name of it will be exception. Exception. And remember, you have to handle this exception. Why? Because though it's created by the end user, as a developer, we cannot leave it like that. You have to solve it. Okay. So runtime errors are called exception, and we need to handle that exception. And today's concept is what? Exception handling. Today's concept is exception handling. Okay, handling the runtime errors are called exception handling. Is it clear? Okay, so first, like in Python exception handling, you have few things. Try block, except block, finally block, and rise keyword. Okay, so try, except, finally, and rise. So these are all the keywords which are available in Python exception handling, which we need to discuss. Okay, so who caused that error? You understood. It's a error caused by the end user, but you cannot leave it like that. You have to handle it. So first of all, when it's likely to give an error, I'm executing. Enter a number. I'll enter 10. If I enter 0, I'm getting an error. 0 division error I'm getting. Now where we are getting that error? You can see. So now, let's see. So in the second, third line, I'm getting an error, right? So I write it in the try block. I'm writing it in the try block. And once you get that error, what you need to do? Except you have to print. Okay. Except, like once you get that error, you have to print it. Don't enter denominator as 0. I'll write it something. Okay. Now you can see I'm entering some number. If I enter denominator 0, it says very clearly don't enter denominator as 0. Okay, so then the user will understand he won't enter the denominator as 0. It's clear. Okay, right. This is exception handling. Try and except. And let me execute this code again. Now enter a number. If I enter some alphabet, again it will give the error. Value error. Okay. So you write both these things. You write these two things. You write it in the try block. You write it in the try block. Okay. Now accept. Now, if I enter some alphabet, it says don't enter denominator 0. So you have to handle each exception separately. Except if it is 0 division error, you have to reply this. Okay. Next, other error is what? Value error. Except value error. Okay, so value error only. Previous example. So when you get a value error, enter only integers. Okay. Now let me execute this. I'll enter some random value. Enter only integers. You get got it. Exception handling. And you have something called finally. Finally will always execute. Okay. Finally block every time it will execute. Try, accept. You can see. You're able to understand, guys? It's very simple. I'll open the chat box. Please confirm me. Exception handling is very important and very easy. Okay. So when you get runtime error, when you get runtime error, you have to solve it. Right? Okay. Now, these are all default exception handlings. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear? So now, all the available, you have to you get a kind of a table you get. Okay. You can see, guys. Every time when you get an error, don't worry at all. Just go through this table and see how it's going to execute. Okay. So zero division error, when we get it? When second operator is a division is 0. Whatever the errors you have it, for every error, you should get some idea. Got it, everyone? Yes? These are all our own exceptions, guys. We create like these are all user-defined exceptions. We can also change it. Now check it. Like Vishnu, finally block, the use of finally block is finally block always will execute. If there is no except block also, finally we can give and it will always execute. Okay. Right? Okay. So now these are all our own exceptions. Our own exceptions we created. Now, I have one more I have one more concept here. Our own exceptions. Our own exceptions means you can observe carefully here. For example, I'm taking the number from the user. I'll say enter a number. So now I can create an exception, okay, by using like this example. You can see I'm asking you to enter the number. If number greater than 100, I need to write keyword value high error. Okay, if number. So this is our own exception, guys. I'll tell you how to get this power. Greater than value low error. Okay. So now this value high error, value low error, it won't have any power. I need to give that power. What we need to do? I'll say value high error. It has to inherit from the exception. Then it will get automatically power. You can see. Okay. So here we don't implement anything. We're just giving that power. Now, you can see we have one more class, right? Class value low error. Exception. Okay, so then these two classes will get some power. Now, value high error, value low error. You can see. Enter a number. Value low error. See, we got value low error, we got. So what we need to do? Let me write else also. So now you can see. Value high, value low error, else. Now you can see. Now, when we rise in the exception, you can see default exception you got. But here, it's different. So what I am want to do? I need to write it where I'm going to get an error. You take it in the try block. You can see. Right block. Now once you get that error, for example, if you get this error, except value low error, when you get this, now value low error when we got. So what we need to do? Enter. See, a similar way. Now print. Okay, I'll say print. See, okay. See here, let's not go with the default exceptions. Let's go over our own exceptions. Enter a number, enter greater value. It is saying 34. If I enter, it is asking me to enter greater value. Got it? Okay, finally block will always execute. Any questions, guys? Let me open the chat box one more time. You're able to understand it? Just that is just a kind of an example. That's it. Check the program. I'm creating my own exceptions. Okay, I'm creating the own exceptions I'm creating. Yes, you can, Aditya, you can take that. So depends on your requirement, it will execute. That's it. Why? Because people are asking me, sir, why you are creating this class? Why I'm creating this class? Why? Because like value high error is like I don't know how many people remember that. Okay. Value high error, value low error is our creation. Is it clear? Exception handling. Any questions you have, please let me know. Please confirm me, guys. Whatever we discuss, exception handling, is it fine? See, depends on the requirement. You can give any error. You can give any error. You can give, guys. So default exceptions, I am not handling this. So value low error, value high error is my errors. We just created those errors. Okay. So it depends on your requirement. You can create errors for anything. Okay. So now people are asking about final execution. So final execution. Always check. number. Finally, we'll execute always. Depends on your requirement. Okay, someone asking about pass keyword. Now, what is this pass keyword? You know. Now, for example, you have. Okay, you're handling it. Right? Simple. You can create for again. See, it's up to you. You whatever the condition you are able to give it, you can give any kind of condition you can give. But you have to mention it very clearly. You have to mention it very clearly. Exception handling, is it fine, everyone? Okay, how to create exception handling, is it fine? Right? Like I told you last year, pass, like if I don't give pass, for example, if I don't give this pass, if I execute this, I'll get that indentation error, I'll get it right. It has to start from here. Okay, catch is not available. Shanmuka, catch is not available here. Okay, so that's the reason pass. If I give pass, it will allow me to pass. Is it clear, everyone? Try, except, finally, rise. All these are keywords. And what you need to do here is every day you have to practice. Right? And you can customize anything, guys. You can just customize. So my intention is to teach you this example. Yes, this recording will also you get, guys. Okay. Fine, everyone. Okay. So exception handling, I hope it's very clear. Whenever you get an error, just don't rush back to me or don't just search on the internet. First of all, see what error you're getting it. So depends on it, you have to see. And today's recording I'll share tonight. Don't worry. Okay, so actually today I got some work, guys, but I just don't want to break it. So that's the reason I'm just taking exception handling. I'm leaving you now. Okay, so next class tomorrow I'll take. Tomorrow I'll discuss web file handling. I'll discuss first a few minutes. After that, I'll discuss web scraping concept. I'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? So I'm leaving bit early today. Okay, today I'm leaving bit early. So kindly, everyone who are attending this, kindly practice, practice, practice. Right? Right, guys? Bye, take care. We'll meet again tomorrow. This class is very important. This also you're going to get it in the internet, in the YouTube. Okay. I'll upload soon, guys. I got some work today, complete busy I am. Okay. So I'll upload it soon. Okay, bye, guys. Take care. We'll meet again tomorrow.